How do people understand? Casey, reluctant to leave the fisherman, glanced at the lively gathering where a couple still argued. Isn't this just a kid outsmarting their mom? Head faces at home. Casey stopped, turned, yelled to the fisherman, and rushed to the sea. Then he plunged headfirst into the water, as the old fisherman's boat seemed to be his sanctuary, but alas, it was just a dream. But in reality, Casey was being rushed to the hospital, having just sampled a piece of cake, only to discover he had lost his sense of taste. His tumor was worsening, the surgery left him bald, and his body seemed to be falling apart, with nightly bouts of nausea. Son Adam witnessed it all, feeling helpless, while husband Paul busied himself with speeches, even hiring a stunning assistant. Only Sean rode his tricycle with Casey. Adam, nearly 16, Casey planned a farewell party. While thinking of buying some things, he completely forgot where the mall was, his memory slipping away. As he returned home, Casey set up an inflatable castle outside to spark his son's childhood memories, but Adam showed no interest. While little Sean was having the time of, Casey tried to join in, but ended up tripping. Adam rushed to help, only to be waved off by Casey. Luckily, a girl quickly removed the tablecloth to assist him as Casey clung to his last shred of dignity, but in the end, the party was called off. Yet Casey only wanted his son to be happy, so they went to the storage room filled with gifts, unveiling the 18th birthday surprise Casey had. The moment's happiness was sweet. Casey told Adam he stopped chemotherapy to witness his son's graduation best, despite shortening his life. My first wishes. That day, Casey intended to sell old clothes, but tripped again. Oops, tumor pressing on the nerves. His left leg was numb. That night, Sean insisted on seeing the meteor shower. Casey struggled, but Sean held him tight and moved forward. After arguing, Casey finally understood Sean's intention. He didn't shave off his beard because he heard it would jinx his wishes. Once he wished for gifts, now all he wanted was for Casey to stay alive. But reality is so heartless, Sean said. If I die, I hope to film stars wearing long hair and fair skin. Absolutely none of this will change. You know it. Oh my God, this is so unfair. Why isn't it me? No one would miss me. That day, Sean arrived at the hospital. He even wanted to donate his kidney. He couldn't save his sister, but hoped to give others a second chance. Husband Paul began to ponder how to do something for his wife, but Casey had already made plans for the future, even setting Paul up on a date with a widow online. Paul was reluctant, but under Casey's pressure, met her own bloated, "I'm sorry. I'm quite shy, and even if she was still alive, I wouldn't have any idea what to do." Meanwhile, Casey found Paul forgot his wallet. She hurried to the restaurant and saw him deeply engaged in conversation. Casey didn't interrupt. She quietly handed the wallet to the waiter and slipped away. When Paul returned home, he saw Casey peacefully sleeping and quietly climbed into bed, holding her tight. The next morning, Casey fried up 2 eggs, but suddenly forgot what she was doing, staring blankly at Paul. "What's going on with you?" Terminally ill, Casey moved into a nursing home, bidding farewells to each family member. Not wanting to burden them, they both seemed lost. Casey woke in pain to find his son by the bedside. Adam, worried, stayed till Casey slept, noticing the paper crane symbolizing luck. At that moment, Adam seemed to realize something. Next day, Casey awoke to find the ceiling covered with beautiful photos, overjoyed. The old lady had told him that Adam had quietly put them up at 5 in the morning. "You've got a great..." That evening, while Casey was dining with a caregiver, a man began to complain loudly about an elderly man making a mess everywhere, clearly demonstrating his prejudice against the patients and failing to even acknowledge Casey as a human being. Yet Casey calmly replied, "Take each patient's young photo." Then turn photos into keepsakes, tying them around necks, Casey reminding the caregiver, "They all once were young, beautiful, and vibrant." That night, an old lady chased Casey, wanting to help him find peace. But then she collapsed. Casey looked at her soul rise. She was once so beautiful, and the cat sat by, guarding him quietly. He always seemed to sense death. That day, Brother Sean came to visit Casey, as the spirit of death wobbled toward him. Casey said he always stood by the dying. Sean pondered, quietly stealing him on his way out. All wallowed in despair for 3 days at home, father and son ending up in a huge argument. "Really? Mom is gone. Dad, don't wear a clown suit when you see your grandmother. I am your father." "Don't say that. Now you're useless." During the bickering, Adam accidentally knocked Paul down with a punch, but after the chaos, Paul finally came to see. The couple had a long talk by the bed, and Casey knew her time was short. She urged Paul to be strong. That night, Paul made dinner for Adam, trying to learn how to care for his son. Plus-size girls' graduation design show begun as Casey removed her Roman 4 and bravely stepped out. One by one, the models appeared, and when it was the turn for the girls' design, Casey emerged in a unique outfit. In that moment, she was confident and beautiful. As applause erupted in the venue, it was Casey's final highlight of her life. Casey returned to her room, reconnected the Roman 4, and lay down, but death's shadow loomed again. Her final wish was to see her father, and Paul hurriedly fetched her father-in-law, who was passed out drunk on the floor. Casey told Paul, "The old man is quite a character. He loves peonies." However, during their wedding, to save money, her father picked carnations instead, leaving Casey utterly disappointed. Yet Casey believed her father's strong hands always provided warmth. The next day,